Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. We have a super cute Christmas project to make today, a little gift box so we can fit some Christmas tags in, and it's going to be really fun to make. My name is Lori from Loritamarie Crafts, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Calgary, Alberta. And I like to come here live on Thursdays so I can give you fun tips, techniques, ideas, inspiration to help you take your paper crafting supplies and turn them into beautiful projects. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out. If you're catching the replay later, thank you so much. And if you're here live, just say hi. And I'd like to just welcome you to watching today. Before we get going, I'm going to just show you a couple of the classes that I have on the go. So one of the things I love to do is to offer you ideas, but then I also love to provide you classes so that you can either get some products and have some projects that you can instantly make. Maybe you already have the products and you're looking for some ideas. And so this is what I like to create for you guys. So one is my Make It Merry mini retreat. And so if you're looking for something full on Christmas, this is the one for you. So if you're still looking to make some Christmas crafts, this will be a great class. You can sign up, you can come in person. So I'm actually shifting it to Friday night. So if you got the emails or were thinking about it, we're moving it from next Saturday to the Friday, November 21st. If you want to get a retreat to go, I just pack it up in a flat pack box. Hi, Kate. Put it in a flat pack box and I'll send it out to you anywhere. What am I trying to say? Flat rate box. I'll send it out to you anywhere in Canada. Or you can always get the tutorial and then you just get all the step-by-step instructions of how to make it. And it's a video tutorial, so it's easy to follow. So that one, we're going to make a Christmas banner. So cute. This is kind of the prototype. And then we're going to make a couple fun tags, like a shaker tag and a honeycomb tag. I'm loving all the honeycomb stuff out there right now. So we're going to learn how to do that. And I have all the pieces cut and prepped for you, so it's easy for you to create. And then I have some surprise projects as well, and some extra special favors and things that I love to give you guys for this special class. So today's the last day to sign up, and so definitely go check that out on my website, loritamariecrafts.ca. And then if you're thinking of something maybe outside of Christmas crafting, I've got something for you too. So every month I do a class called a Stampin' Create class. And again, it's where we can create some fun projects that are a little more elaborate than just basic cards. And so this is my November Stampin' Create class, and I'm just trying to grab it here. I'm using the Hobby Haven suite. So it's that cute paper that's perfect for your friends or for yourself to create projects that are kind of like celebrating our hobbies, I guess would be a good way to say it. So let's move the paper. So in the class, you always get cardstock, the DSP, ribbon, and embellishment, and then all the pieces cut and prepped for you. So I'm going to show you those. So it's like this cute little card. This one has custom envelopes. And then it's got a fun way. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. And then it's got a fun way that it opens up and like surprises inside. So that's the first one. And then the second one, kind of a different color scheme. So again, it's got its own little custom envelope. And then you pull the card, and this is the front. And then, of course, it opens up, and it has like fun things inside. So I always call these elaborate fun fold cards because they open up a few different ways. And they're just fun to make. And they're good to have on hand. I was thinking this class, maybe you get it now and you don't have quite time to make it, but you can save it for like, say, over the Christmas break, or you can make it and give it to someone as their gift for Christmas. You can put like a spa gift card or a gift card to their favorite craft place, Stampin' Up. Or you put a gift card to whatever you want. Like there's a reading one, so favorite bookshop like Indigo or whatever. So lots of fun ideas for that. So that registration's open till next Thursday, the 20th. The Christmas one, today's the last day. Okay, that's all the chatting I want to do because we're here for the crafting. So let's come down to the desk. So today is all about a cute little gift box here. So I'm going to show you the box first. So I wanted to make a box that was like a perfect size for a set of tags. So my feeling on gift tags is I love homemade tags. By the time I come to wrap, I want to grab the easiest thing in the world to just shove onto the present. So if all my tags are done ahead of time, then I'll put on the cute Christmas tags. Otherwise, like I'm grabbing a sticker, right? And so that seems wrong when you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So I thought I'm going to make a whole set of gift tags, and then you could gift this to somebody, cute little hostess gift, or you can keep it for yourself in a cute little box. And when you're ready to start wrapping your gifts, you're all ready to go. So we're going to make the box, and then I actually have 2 different sets of tags so I can show you kind of different styles and a whole bunch of ideas. So let's start with the box. And my inspiration for this was this cute Christmas tags paper, which I'm hoping will be back in stock next week. So keep an eye on that. If ever there's something out of stock, you can actually sign up to get notified when it's back in stock. You just put your email in under the product, and Stampin' Up! Will send you an email right when it comes back in stock. And that's awesome. I love to do that. So those are the colors I'm pulling from. And so I'm actually going to use Real Red and Soft Seafoam just to lighten things up a bit, but you could go with Garden Green too on the bottom. So we're going to start with the bottom of the box. And I was just thinking, did I write my dimensions down anywhere? Yes. Okay, 5.5 by 6 3/4. So I'll do it this way. So 5.5 by 6 3/4. And I wanted my box to be a bit tall so I could fit in tags. Hi, Mary. And so I'm making my box 1.5 inches high, but you can tweak that if you want to tweak that. And so 1.5 inches on the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer is right to the edge here, so that's nice and easy. So we're going to score it at 1.5 on all 4 sides. And that's how we're going to create the basics of our box here. And then while we have the trimmer out, we'll cut the lid. And so how I do the lid is I create the exact same measurements, but then I add 1/16 of an inch so it will fit over the bottom. So we'll do 5.5 plus 1/16. And then we'll do our 6 3/4 plus 1/16. But then we'll still do the exact same 1.5 inches around. And now this gets us a lid that goes all the way to the bottom of the box. And so I am going to show you a little something maybe so that's easier to like lift the lid off of the box. Okay, so that is the base and the top. And again, when we have our paper trimmer, well, what do I want to do? Yeah, let's cut all our paper. So for the top of the box, I'm going to cut my DSP to 2 1/4 by 3.5. Okay, so that's going to fit nicely kind of on the center there. Then I need some pieces for the sides. So I need 2 that are 2 1/4 by 1 1/4. I think I got that right. Looks small when I'm looking at it, but I'm assuming my measurements are right. 2 1/4 by 1 1/4. Then we need, I guess I don't need all these. We need 2 pieces that are 3.5 by 1 1/4. There's that one. 3.5 by 1 1/4. Okay, so that's going to go on the side of the lid. And then, because we're making peekaboo, we're going to use some window sheets. And so I want the window sheet. So if the front is, if this piece here is 2.5 by 3 3/4, which I'm going to just double check here. So this is the center piece. Yeah, 2.5 by 3 3/4. Then I want this to be, I'm going to go 2.5, and then I'm going to go less, like 1/8 maybe, so that it'll just fit inside. And so you'll see what I mean when I do that. So then I said 3 3/4, and then we'll just make it 1/8 of an inch smaller. So window sheets come in a pack of 2, 12 by 12 size. And so it's great for kind of different crafts you want to do. Okay, so let's grab our bone folder. And let's start with the bottom. So we'll just burnish all our folds, like so. Then we'll grab our scissors And to make our box, we're going to cut up along the score line to the next score line. And then I'm just going to angle off the outside of the tab so that it sits kind of nice once you close up your box. So we'll do that on all 4 sides here. And let's angle that up. Okay, this way is easier. Okay, and then just use your favorite adhesive, whatever you want to do. I think for ease sake here, I'm going to use Seal Plus, which could work great. You can use tear and tape. You can use your liquid glue. And so this is on the outside of the box. And I'm just going to put tear and tape on the outside of the 4 flaps here. Okay. And then we'll just fold it in. Kind of line it up like this. Then we'll fold in these ones. Just make sure it lines up there on the edge. And that's the basics of your box. And then you can see why I wedged out those tabs. Maybe you can see. Is it going to focus there? There we go. They kind of come down a little bit. And so that's so they don't peek over the top of your box there. So that's the base. So the lid is essentially the same. So let's go ahead and do all our scoring. But then we're going to put on the DSP before we fold it up, just so it's easier. So we're going to go through all the same steps. We'll try to go a little faster here. And when I'm cutting off this like little wedge piece, I don't measure or do anything. I just eyeball it. It's going to be inside anyway, so no one's going to be looking too close at it. Okay. Then let's grab all our DSP, and I'll just use regular seal for this. Okay, so we'll put these on, and then these are for the sides. And then you can see this is just easier when it's all flat. Plus we need to cut out the window. So we got to kind of keep it all flat before we put it together. Okay, and then our little sides. And the last one. So for the window on the top, you can just whatever shape you love. I always love to do a tree. And the ornamental Christmas dies. This is why I love these dies, because they have such perfect, like quintessential Christmas shapes, right? So I'm going to use this tree here. And then we're going to cut this out. So I'll grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Just want to lose that window sheet there. And got my platform plus plate 2 and a cutting plate. And then we'll center our little tree die on there. Lay our plate on top and run it through, and then it will cut through the DSP and the cardstock at the same time. Okay. And let's just pull that off. Okay, and you can save that and make a tag out of that too if you want. That would work good. And now I'll turn it over and I'll put my adhesive along the edge here of this inside section. And we'll grab that window sheet that we cut and we'll just set it inside. Get it centered there. There. Now you have your cute little window peek through lid. And now we can go ahead and put adhesive on the outside of our tabs again. Oh, I have to go slower. Pulls the cardstock sometimes if you go too fast. Too aggressive. That's sticking to my fingers. There we go. Okay. Then we'll fold those in. Okay. And it looks so cute already, right? It's just like the perfect Christmassy colors. Look, now I've got paper stuck to me. All right. Fold that over. Okay. So there's our cute little lid. So what I want to show you is, when you make it a 1/16 of an inch bigger, then it should fit over really nicely without you fussing too much with it. And then I was wondering if then it's like you don't have anything to grab to pull it out because I made it the same size. So, like as I'm struggling with right now. So then I thought, well, let's just cut a little tab out the side. So I just grabbed whatever circle punch you have. This is the 2-inch. And I'm just going to center it and go in just a little bit. Let's straighten that out for you. I'm just going to go in a little bit. And then I'll just create that little piece for your thumb to go in. And then hopefully that will make it easier to open. Okay, so let's try that. There, now we can see the sides and then we can grab it easier and pull it out. That works great. All right, now we have some fun tags to make. All right, so the pattern tags dies are awesome. Aren't these amazing? I love these. These are gonna be, this is something you can use again and again every year. So classic. I think they're back in stock actually. I checked the inventory list just before I came on and these were back in stock. So that's awesome. These are gonna be a great, easy way for you to make tags. So I'm gonna show you 2 different styles, like I said. So the first one, we're going to stick with the theme of the Christmas Tags DSP. And I didn't show you the whole DSP. Sorry, I should have not assumed that you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this is like a little 6x6 set. And it has like all this kind of fun paper. Some things you can just cut out and make tags just from the way the paper is. And then it also comes with these embellishments, like little die cut pieces that we're going to add to our tags as well. So we are going to just use, for these ones, just this outside or just this outline tag. And what I'm going to do is I've got a piece of garden green and I've got a piece of DSP. I like to have a solid backing to my tags because I'm going to need to write who it's for, right? So I don't really want to write on the DSP. And sometimes the DSP on the back isn't nice. This one actually looks fine. But if you're using the one that has like the other, oh, I don't have a sample here. You know, it's got mixed match stuff on the back, then you don't want to use it. So what I'm going to do is just cut them out at the same time. So we'll grab our machine again. And these dies, of course, will fit in your mini. So if you've just got the Stampin' Cut and Emboss mini, you are good to go. And so I'm just going to line these up. You could adhere them together right from the get-go if you want. But I'm just going to cut them out first and then stick them together. Okay. Oh, I didn't decorate the front of our box lid. We still have to do that. Let's go back to that. Like I forgot the step. Okay, so it does cut through both at the same time, and they do feel like they're stuck together, but technically they're not. It's just the stitching of the die is kind of holding them together. So we're going to go ahead and put these together. And again, whatever adhesive you like, liquid glue, if that's easier for you. It might be easier to use liquid glue because then you can line this up a bit better. Or, like I said, you could put your adhesive on between the two first, and then you don't have to do this step at all. So that's up to you. Okay, so we've got our cute DSP front and then our plain back so that we can write on it when we're ready to gift it. Okay. And then to create an easy layout that we can recreate, I am going to cut out a die cut piece. We're going to stamp a word and get one of those cute little die cut shapes to put on there. I think I forgot my punch. One sec. So I'm going to use the Heartfelt Hexagon Punch. This is one of my favorites. Classic design. And I'm going to use two-tone cardstock. So this is Garden Green. I'm going to want the lighter side. And we're making 3 tags. So I'm just going to punch out all 3 at once. And I just love the lighter side of our two-tone cardstock because then it just gives you easy contrast, but still matches, right? I mean, that's one of the best things about Stampin' Up! Is all the color coordination and how everything goes together. And so this way, everything still matches perfectly, but it's just slightly lighter. So let's grab some dimensionals and we'll put this on. And then I've got a couple ideas for how you can do the words on there. Okay, we may or may not make all 3. I'll show you all 3 though. They're all the same. They're basically all going to go together the exact same way. So I've got my little hexagon on there. And then, so if you have the greetings for you ephemera, so these are all the words and these are all stickers. I've been using mine, so it's kind of all in pieces, but you've got Happy Christmas, Season Greetings, Merry Christmas, Merry and Bright, 'Tis the Season, Joy, all sorts of fun ones. So hopefully these will be back in stock next week. I believe they're out at the moment. Or of course you can stamp. So I love this stamp set called Keeping Traditions. It's technically made for a scrapbook to use for your scrapbooking, but I love all the sentiments and it's got some of my favorites. So we're going to be using this today. So I'm just going to use the little Joy. Grab some basic white cardstock. Real red. Gonna need a block, I guess. Grab a block. And actually, do I want this piece? Yes. This piece, it'll fit perfect. This is 1.5 inches wide. And I can line it up at the bottom there. Stamp it, and you can use your paper trimmer or just use your snips and cut it. Right, so we'll make 3 of those. Okay, so that will be the tags. I'm just gonna move along here. We still have a whole other set of tags to make. So keep that. Then we'll go through those fun like die cut pieces. Mine are a mess. I was gonna like organize them or put them in something, but so far they're just a giant pile. But you have lots of great shapes. So cardinals and candy canes and holly and presents and like whatever you want. I'm gonna see if I've got, there's a poinsettia that I'm looking for. And so the tree is a good one. I want to use that. I've been using these in classes, and so it's kind of a mixed mash of what's left here. So yeah, so I like the tree, this one, and then there's one with like crisscrossing candy canes. That's really cute. So that's going to be on the other tag. So we're just going to go ahead, use regular seal and put this on like so. And then because it's a tag, we can add extra dimension. So we'll just set that on. And then we're going, so whatever gems you want. I, of course, am going to use peppermints. I'm still obsessed with these. I keep buying them. I keep using them. I love them. They're so cute. And then I was thinking, if you wanted to like jazz this up a little bit more, why not use Wink of Stella. So Wink of Stella is like a little glitter pen. You just squeeze it kind of like a water painter until you have some coming out. You just don't want it too gushing too much because it'll be blobby. A little aggressive there. And then I'm just going to color on some of the petals. Yeah, mine's a bit, yeah, it's a bit wet. So this is probably not going to show up on the camera that well, but in person, it's just going to add a little bit of sparkle wherever you want it. So I'm just putting it on some of the petals of poinsettia. Let's see. You can kind of see, oh, it sparkled there for a second. So I just added it to like every other petal. That looks cute. And then we're almost done. We just need some twine. So let's grab our classic kind of red and white twine. About 8 inches or so would be good. And then you can just tie it through and tie a knot at the top. I like to put the ends through from the back and then loop it through and pull. And then you've kind of got like a little finished detail on the front. And then you can tie a knot at the top and get your, just to finish it off a little bit. And then if your ends are at all uneven, you can just snip them off and then they'll be even. And then you have a super cute little tag and you can write on the back. So like I said, that's important. So let's show you the little set. Okay, so the next one, let's show you. So I used this paper here and I put it with soft seafoam. And then I did the exact same steps. And I created this one with the candy canes. And I did use the Wink of Stella and I just went over the red of the candy cane just to add a little bit to it. That's that one. And for the third one, I used this cute little green gingham and I just put it on garden green on the back. And I did regular cardstock. And then I added the tree. And I used the Wink of Stella on the little like the little dots on the tree. So it looks really cute. So that is our first little set. I think we'll make both sets and then we'll finish the top of our box. So you can put these in your box. So you could make all your tags like this and it'll fit about 9 to 12 tags and they're going to fit just perfect inside like that. Yeah, so let's do our next set. So this time we're going to use more of the pattern tags dies. So I did a video with my top 5 products from the catalog, and to be honest, they're all still my top 5. So these were the tags that I had made then. So you can go check out that video if you want to see how these came together. But I thought, oh, these look great, so they can go in our little box too. But I'm going to show kind of a different idea of how, or different color scheme to do these same tags. So first we're going to cut out our cardstock. So I did the bases already. So I have one in basic white, one in the two-tone garden green with the light side up, and then one garden green one. And then we're going to grab our machine one more time. And I think I've got some cardstock here ready to go. We'll cut out all 3 at once. So I've got real red and crumb cake. And we've got this cute stripy one that we're going to cut out in the real red. Then we have this one with the flowers, and I'm also going to cut that out in real red. And then we have this one with the like spruce boughs that we'll cut out in crumb cake. So we can just go ahead and cut out all 3 at once. And always shakes my camera. Sorry about that. Okay. Run that through. Okay, and this is going to leave lots of little bits of paper, but okay. So let's start with the white one. So this one we're going to use the flowers. And so I've got the old brush here, and you can use the little like there's a little foamy mat, and there's like an what's the word I want? Attachment that goes on your take your pick tool. I just have the old one still. But they'll fall out really easily. Okay, so we've got all the pieces and we've made a mess. And this is also why I like my glass mat, because they just slide off. So we will just get that out of the way. So this time, I'm not going to bother worrying about gluing these together. We're just going to keep it loose. So we'll grab our twine, same red and white twine, and Maybe this time we can even just, you can even just feed it through just to save time. I might do that. I don't know, you can tie a knot. You can just do whatever you want with your twine there. Just tie a knot to kind of keep it together. And then again, you can loop the ends so that you've got a finished tag look. Okay, so something like that. And then for our sentiment, I'm going to try something fun that I had heard people talk about, but I had never tried myself. So I'm going to show you this little tip. So we're going to use the Make Merry. This is from the Keeping Tradition stamp set again. I don't know why I like that phrase. Let's just make merry this Christmas time. And we are going to stamp this in Garden Green. But instead of just going ahead and stamping it, I want to create a little outline so I can fussy cut it, but a little bit easier. So you take your stamp and then you have the flat side that usually attaches to your block, and you just put it down and you grab a pencil and we're just going to outline it. And we're just going to go around the stamp. And then we can cut it out and create like our own little die cut, perfectly sized die cut for our sentiment. Okay, so we'll just get that ready for stamping. Then we'll grab our scissors and you can see, oh, can you see? Is it gonna focus? Just my light pencil line there. And then we can go around this, and because it's gonna be attached, this is the back side. And it's gonna be attached to our tag, so we're not gonna see all these pencil marks. And it's just a slightly easier way, or a more uniform way maybe, to fussy cut. Or if you hate fussy cutting, then you just keep it straight. You just keep a straight piece of basic white paper and you don't worry about it. Definitely not everybody likes to do it. Okay, so then we're going to flip it over, and you can just do it on this, or you can grab, I'll just grab some cardstock here. I got a stash of stuff. And then you can put it on something darker, and then it's going to pop off a little bit better for you to line up. And then I'm going to stamp mine in Garden Green, ink it up. And then I'm going to stamp right on top. And then when I'm looking, I can see the outline to make sure I've basically got it straight. It's kind of like when you get a paper pumpkin kit and the label pieces are already cut out for you. This is like recreating that kind. And then you've got like this perfect little outline for it. Isn't that fun? So I love this. Like I said, I'd heard about this before, but had never tried it myself. So this is the first time. I tried it actually with the large Christmas. It didn't work for this project, but it looks good like that too, right? It would look good embossed. If you want to step up your tags at all, you could heat emboss white like on the Garden Green, and that'll pop even more. I just wanted to stamp on white today to keep things a little easier. And then we're just going to put this on with dimensionals. And I'm just going to attach it to the red. And it may stick to the white, or it may be loose. I kind of like it when it has that like loose look. We're going to grab our peppermints again. Like I said, you can't use these too much. And you can just coordinate them with the centers of the little flowers or go off a little bit. And then you have a cute little tag like so. So the next one, I'll just show you how I layered it up and then show you the completed one. So I layered this one up. This is crumb cake and Garden Green. It's regular Garden Green cardstock. And all your little pieces fall out. A couple of these spruce sprigs are full, like the full shape, so you can use those on a different project. And then we're going to do the exact same thing. You just loosely tie it on, you do your sentiment. So I've got one kind of already pre-done, and put it on, add your peppermints. And then it's so cute, right? That little peekaboo look. For the last one, it's the stripes. And so we'll just get rid of all the extra pieces. And this one I was trying to find a good combination, and I like the way it looked on the light of the garden green. So I layered those up together. And then this time I made my sentiment in red. And again, just add a few peppermints. And then voila, you have a cute little tag. And so like I said, if you want to glue it all down so that they're together, that's fine, or keep it loose like this. I'll show you these ones from my last class again. So this one I used the, like I said, the greetings for you sentiment, so that makes it easier. And I use a different twine, but basically the same idea, right? So now you have another set of tags. So let's put these in our little box. And now we need to dress up the lid, right? So let's put this back on. See if I can coordinate myself to do it. We got there. Okay, so it just needs a little something on there. So in the same ornamental Christmas dies, there's a little star. So I cut out the little star already in gold foil. So I've got that there, and I'm going to actually put it on with a mini dimensional. So let's grab one of those. And then we'll just put it at the top of our tree. Oops, whoa, that went flying. We're gonna take our real red twine, red and white twine again. And this time we're just gonna tie a bow. I'm always terrible at tying bows on camera. I think it's because you get nervous and then your hands are shaking and you can't tie a bow. Okay, so we got a bow with kind of long tails and glue dots. That's what I'm looking for. Excuse my arm there. Glue dots. And I just stick the knot in a glue dot. And then you can put it kind of on the star or right below the star. And then usually I just kind of try to tuck the glue dot out of the way so you can't see it. So that looks cute. And then I thought we could just put a little sentiment on it. So you could stamp, or you could use the greetings for you ephemera. So I'm just going to grab this one here. And it says Merry Christmas. And these ones are stickers. So it does have like a seam there. So we can peel that off. And then I'm going to tuck it kind of a little bit under the star. That looks like that. And then what are we going to do? We're going to put on our peppermints. So we'll grab our peppermints and add a few to our box. Whew, I'll clean off my surface there. Yeah, it would be a nice little stocking stuffer. So there's our cute little box. So we cut out the sides this time so that we can open it a little easier. Then you can decide what kind of tags you want to make, or do a total like a little assortment. So we've got those three, and then I'll show you these ones one more time. All right, let's bring you back up here for a second. All right, hope that gave you some fun ideas for how you can make tags. You can always, if you don't have these tag dies, although they are back in stock, you can cut out your own tag shape or just kind of dig through your stash and see what you've got. But you can take all these same ideas and use them on your tags and make a cute little gift. Or like I said, maybe it's just for you and it sits on your desk for when you're ready for your gift wrapping closer to Christmas. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. This is actually, I forgot to mention, this is this week's free class to go. So every week these projects turn into a class to go. So if you place an order in Canada, so if you place an order over 50, if you're local for pickup, or over 65, and I can mail it out to you, I cut all the pieces for you. And then you just get the joy of putting the projects together. So it's like my free gift to you for you placing an order. So this goes from today until next Wednesday. And then I cut up the kits and put them in the mail, and you should get them in plenty of time to make this fun little project for Christmas. So yeah, if there's anything else that I can help you with, you can reach me at loritamariecrafts.ca. All my information is there. also Instagram, Facebook, all the things. You can subscribe to my channel here so you don't miss another video, and like this video if you had a good time seeing these projects today. And I'll be back next week with some more fun projects. I can't wait to share those with you. So take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.